I welcome all of you, and I hope you people have done good in your paper. As I told you in values and ethics also, paper project management ka bhi part was unexpected. I mean, some topics asked, they were not, straightforward. उन्होंने बहुत ज़्यादा economy part उसमें डाला था project management के अंदर. Those conventional topics which normally they should have asked, they have not asked those conventional topics. So if you ask me project management का overall perspective क्या है all over India of the students, I'll say degree of difficulty is high. But yes, if you use common sense in these questions, which जो मेरे को लगता है सारे पेपर में रहा है, अगर आप common sense के हिसाब से इस questions को लगाने की ट्राई करते तो आंसर्स आपके निकलते वहां से common sense के बेस पे. But still, that is unconventional questions in project management also. So let us start solving project management questions. Read this question. That is, I'm referring the series D series का पेपर जिसके पास है, for D series 17th question. If the project influence is more in decision making for the project, then arrangement is considered a strong matrix. Second, if functional departments are seen to be influencing the decision making more, arrangement is considered a weak matrix. Okay, so let us read the questions. What is the meaning of this strong matrix and weak matrix? मैंने आपसे one of the last videos which I uploaded was on the matrix organizations, and I told you that question from matrix organization question can be asked, and I believe 2 questions were asked from the matrix organization. So matrix organization में होता क्या है? There are different domains. I don't know, I have given you, this is the matrix organization, जिसमें किसी भी प्रोजेक्ट को हम प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर एंड फंक्शनल मैनेजर्स में बांटते हैं. These are the project managers, these are the functional managers. If the role of project manager is more, I mean he's a strong, his decision making is more, then that matrix is called strong matrix. But if the role of project manager is less, जो आपके बाकी इंप्लॉइज हैं वो प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर को रिपोर्ट नहीं कर रहे हैं, वो फंक्शनल डिपार्टमेंट को रिपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, एंड डिसीजन मेकिंग में फंक्शनल मैनेजर हैज मोर रोल, देन दैट इज कॉल्ड वीक मैट्रिक्स. सो दिस इज द मीनिंग ऑफ स्ट्रॉन्ग एंड वीक मैट्रिक्स. Weak matrix is that in which project manager has limited authority. His role is only as a coordinator or as that of expeditor, not as a manager, and functional manager controls the entire basically show. So functional manager strong, matrix is weak. Project manager is strong, matrix is strong. Now see the answer choices given. If project influence is more in decision making, in fact the question should have been, if the influence of project manager is more in decision making for the project, then arrangement is considered as strong matrix. That is true. If the functional departments are seen to be influencing the decision making more, arrangement is considered to be a weak matrix. That is also true. Both the statements are correct, but second statement is not the reason for first statement. So answer for this will be B. The answer you will go for is the B answer for that. Okay, now next question is, see, read this question. This is the question from, I think, economy and project. Raw material are taken as a traded items and their values at domestic and world prices are estimated. Raw materials which have high value to volume ratio and involve proportionately high transport cost and are imported are regarded as non-traded items. Now see, it's a question is of traded items and non-traded items. ट्रेडेड आइटम्स वो होती हैं जिनको हम ट्रेड कर सकते हैं, इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में सेल एंड बाई कर सकते हैं, और उनका इंटरनेशनल लेवल के ऊपर उनकी कॉस्ट एस्टिमेशन होता है. वी हैव द कॉस्ट एस्टिमेशन इन द इंटरनेशनल मार्केट. Something like services or hospitals, your hotels industry service sector is a non-traded sector. Service sector is non-traded. Something like barber shop, you cannot trade the activity of a barber. जो आपका बाल काटता है उसकी एक्टिविटी को तुम ट्रेड नहीं कर सकते. तो रॉ मटेरियल certainly is a traded item. तुम इसको ट्रेड कर सकते हो, रॉ मटेरियल परचेज कर सकते हो, सेल कर सकते हो इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में. दैट इज ट्रेडेड आइटम. एंड डोमेस्टिक एंड वर्ल्ड प्राइसेस इसके आप एस्टिमेट करते हो, एंड यू इंपोर्ट ऑल्सो. If you find the raw material, like crude oil is the raw material for many things, and we import it. So that is the raw material, we import it. Now raw material which have high value to volume ratio and involve proportionality high transportation cost and are imported are regarded as non-traded items. Actually if it is non-traded, it is not imported. So yes, second statement looks like wrong. If you ask me, I'm 100% sure about this, answer is no. But 50% I'm sure about this, that yes, second statement is incorrect because there are many mistakes in this. Now, if you see the answer, My answer is that second statement is incorrect, so only first statement is correct. Answer should be C. So if you see the answers, raw materials are commodities that are bought and sold on worldwide, so they are the traded items. Non-traded items are those which are not traded internationally. They include service sectors, service domains. Same location पे तुम उनको बनाते हो और same location पे तुम उनको बेच देते हो. So they are non-traded and they have got low value to volume ratio. They have got low value to volume ratio. So second statement, if you see, it is written high value to volume ratio. Non-traded items की low value to volume ratio होता है, high नहीं होता. That is another thing which you should know. So typical non-traded items are electricity, water supply, hotel accommodation. These are non-traded items. That is what you need to see. Local transportation cost, goods with very high transportation cost. Gravel, this is the gravel is nothing but raw material in construction industry for high transportation cost. एंड कमोडिटीज स्पेशल कस्टमर रिक्वायरमेंट्स के लिए आप इनको नॉन ट्रेडेड आइटम्स में डाल सकते हो. सो दैट इज व्हाट आई टोल्ड यू कि ये जो आपका पार्ट है ना, हाई ट्रांसपोर्टेशन कॉस्ट प्रोपोर्शनली, तो वो आपका करेक्ट हो सकता है रॉ मटेरियल एज नॉन ट्रेडेड आइटम्स. बट व्हेन यू सेड यू आर इंपोर्टिंग, so normally you will not import them. That is a meaning of this particular thing. Anyhow, this is the answer from my side. Now let's go for third question. During assessment of economic viability of the project, ratio of average annual earning after tax to average book investment after depreciation is called what? Again, नेट प्रेजेंट वैल्यू मैंने बड़े डिटेल में आपके साथ डिस्कस किया था. एक टर्म नेट प्रेजेंट वैल्यू क्या होता है? दिस इज अ डिफरेंस. नेट मींस डिफरेंस, प्रेजेंट वैल्यू मींस जो आपका एक्सपेक्टेड इनकम है और जो आपका आउटपुट है, जो आपकी इन्वेस्टमेंट है. सो व्हाट इज द एक्सपेक्टेड इनकम एंड व्हाट इज द इन्वेस्टमेंट, उनका नेट प्रेजेंट वैल्यू का डिफरेंस इज नेट प्रेजेंट वैल्यू. एंड benefit cost ratio, cost to benefit ratio या benefit to cost ratio is also related to net present value. Payback period is calculated in terms of the time. So in this case he is saying that for the assessment economic viability of the project, whether I should go for this project or not, ratio of average annual earning after tax to the average book investment after depreciation. So when we have to calculate ratio of two things, ratio of two things can either be A or it can either be D. It cannot be payback period. Payback period is number of years के term में निकालते हो. It cannot be net present value क्योंकि net present value is the difference of two things. So B and C आंसर हो नहीं सकता. या तो benefit cost ratio होगा या return on investment होगा कि मैंने कितना इन्वेस्ट किया और मेरे को उसमें रिटर्न कितना मिला. इसको भी रेशियो में हम निकालते हैं. सो बेनिफिट टू कॉस्ट रेशियो हो नहीं सकता ये, क्योंकि उसमें आप बेनिफिट या जितना आपको प्रॉफिट होता है नेट प्रेजेंट वैल्यू के साथ वो रिलेटेड टर्म्स है कि मेरे को प्रॉफिट बचा कितना, कि कितना मेरे को प्रॉफिट बचा. तो बेनिफिट कॉस्ट रेशियो इज कैलकुलेटेड फ्रॉम दैट एस्पेक्ट. सो इफ यू आस्क मी, द आंसर कैन बी रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट. फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर इट कैन बी रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट. So D can be the answer for that, because this will basically be used for the analysis of my investment, whether this investment is good or another investment is good. It measures the amount of return on particular investment. Suppose I have invested 10 lakh rupees. So what is the amount of return on that? So benefit or return of investment is divided by cost of investment. So it is a ratio of two things, benefit and cost. So basically what you are saying is ratio of average annual earning. So what I got, that is divided with what I invested. That is the meaning of it. And if you see the definition, so amount of return on particular investment. So what return I'm getting? Annual return, amount of return on particular investment with respect to investment cost. And this is how it is calculated. Need not to go for that, but return on investment. What is the payback period? That also we know that in how much time it takes to recover the cost of one particular investment. That is payback period. And cost to benefit ratio is something which is related to your this net present value. And what is net present value? That also we have seen, it is a difference of two things, the present value of my income and present value of my investment. Iska difference is called net present value. So answer for that can be return on investment. Let's go for next question now. Who is responsible for the following activities in a project? Achieving unity of control over project activities, having an authority to control project matters, disburse funds from project, having no actual line of authority over workers. You see, Matrix manager is irrelevant term in this particular case. I think matrix manager वो नहीं होता. Matrix is a different organizational structure जिसमें project manager and functional manager होते हैं. So in this particular case, project expeditor is someone जो project को fast करवाता है. Expeditor के हाथ में बहुत रोल नहीं होता, authority नहीं होता. प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर के हाथ में अथॉरिटी होता है, ही हैज द अथॉरिटी. तो दिस थर्ड लाइन, हैव नो एक्चुअल लाइन ऑफ अथॉरिटी ओवर वर्कर्स, हैव नो एक्चुअल लाइन ऑफ अथॉरिटी ओवर वर्कर्स. प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर cannot be the answer because these three conditions should be met. Now, having an authority to control the project matters, having unity of control over project activities. So all these 3 points are basically true for project coordinator. The project coordinator is nothing but he is just like project manager only. Coordinator and manager are same. The only difference is coordinator has little less authority than project manager, little less authority. So ये जो third part है ना, has no actual authority over workers. That can be true in case of coordinator, because coordinator का काम coordinate करना होता है, उसके ऊपर authority नहीं होता. Project manager has authority. So project coordinator has more role to play than expeditor and has less or small, basically he is the subordinate of project manager. So if you ask me what can be the answer for this question, can be project coordinator, because all three things are met in that particular thing. So in weak matrix organizations, as we said, functional managers वहां ज्यादा रोल प्ले करते हैं. No real project manager, उसमें project manager नहीं होते, project coordinator ही होते हैं. That is simply why project coordinators are used. I told you earlier also, weak and strong matrix का हमने discuss किया. Weak matrix is that matrix in which project manager does not have much say. In those particular things, you just go for project coordinators, you know. So project expeditor क्या होता है? Project expeditor का role क्या होता है? That I have given you. What is the meaning of this? He will just expedite the project. वो communication enhance करेगा. These things are done by him. Project expediter and project coordinator, these two things you can compare. What is the meaning of this? Project coordinator basically has a responsibility and he does some kind of decision making also. He's a subordinate of project manager, but he does those kind of things also. And then there are three things, as I told you: project manager, project coordinator, project expediter. Expediter are not given any authority, उनके पास कोई authority नहीं होती. Even coordinator के पास authority limited होती है. That is they have the limited authority. So in this particular case, if you ask me what can be the answer for these three things which are met, all these three domains are met. So I will say that having authority to control project matters. प्रोजेक्ट एक्सपीडाइटर के पास ये अथॉरिटी नहीं होती, ये कोऑर्डिनेटर के पास होती है. हैविंग नो एक्चुअल लाइन ऑफ अथॉरिटी ओवर वर्कर्स, ये बेसिकली आपके कोऑर्डिनेटर के पास ये भी नहीं होती, प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर के पास होती है. तो आंसर फॉर दैट कैन बी प्रोजेक्ट कोऑर्डिनेटर एज पर मी. ओके, लेट्स गो फॉर नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन नाउ. क्रिएटिव टेक्निक्स applied when available and required inputs as well as desired outputs are listed is, what is the answer for that? You know, there are different domains given. Delphi is the technique which actually is brainstorming, जो हम forecasting के लिए use करते हैं, वो Delphi होता है. Black box technique is the technique which he is telling here. What is the meaning of that? So what is black box technique and what is the attribute listing? ये दोनों का meaning क्या है? Let me give it to you. एट्रीब्यूट लिस्टिंग ये होता है कि आप वहां पे सारे एट्रीब्यूट्स मेंशन कर देते हो. यू मेंशन एवरी एट्रीब्यूट ऑफ द डोमेन्स एंड एट्रीब्यूट लिस्टिंग मैट्रिक्स एक हम बनाते हैं. The purpose of this is it leads to creative thinking. That means when you mention the attributes of some particular product or problem, so new ideas can be generated from that. That is called attribute listing. But the answer for the question was black box technique. Black box actually is a device or system in which you can see the input and output very clearly. You can see what is the input, you can see what is the output, and you can change these things and you can decide what is the output going to be. And if something is not black box, it is called a white box. So black box is the domain which actually can lead to some kind of creative solution or output out of this. Read this particular question carefully. This question is: creative technique applied when available or required input as well as desired output are listed is called what? That is called black box. Now read this carefully. Black box is that device or system or object which can be viewed in terms of inputs and outputs. That is the basically domain. and without any knowledge of its internal working. I don't know what is happening. Why it is called black? Because internally kya chal raha, I don't know, but I know what is the input and I know what can be the output. This is the domain basically which I can think of. ये मेरे को लगता है इसका आंसर रहेगा black box technique is that particular technique. Let's go for next question. Which of the following risks can be reduced by investing in projects or acquiring other firms that have negative correlation with earning of the firm? Now, what is the meaning of negative correlation with earning of the firm? Earning of the firm. Which of the following risks can be reduced by investing in project or acquiring other firms that have negative correlation with earning of the firm? That simply means if you see, the question is if you invest in a project so that the particular risk is minimized up and in such kind of projects in which if you think that earning is more, risk is more, it should not be like that. I want to invest in a project or in a firm so that even if that particular firm is not giving me output, then risk of my investment should be lesser. That is the meaning of it. Now let me explain you first the meaning of that. There is something which is called portfolio management. Portfolio management. You know what is portfolio management? I've discussed earlier in one of the video with you. Portfolio management means कि मेरे पास जितना भी पैसा है, entire money which I have, I want to invest it strategically. I want to invest it in such a way that my risk on my investment is minimum. I should invest in a domain so that अगर वहां से ना आए तो मेरे को बहुत ज्यादा रिस्क ना हो. So I want to segregate. I want to basically divide my investment in different domains so that risk of my investment is minimum. So that particular thing is called basically the portfolio risk management. Portfolio risk is basically combination of units or assets in your entire investment so that your risk basically is minimum with higher potential return. Typically meaning of the risk is not high. That is the meaning of this. Portfolio risk can be eliminated by diversification. That means you invest in different domains so that your risk is minimum. Most risk applied to basically the investment. It is you can see that portfolio as a whole does not end up working against you. That is the meaning of it. That means even if one or two investments go risky, then overall your risk in basically investment is not there. अगर आप सिंगल एक डोमेन में इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हो तो वहां पे अगर उस डोमेन में आपको रिस्क आ गया तो आपकी सारी इन्वेस्टमेंट पे रिस्क आ गया. लेकिन अगर आपने डाइवर्सिफाई कर दिया अपनी इन्वेस्टमेंट को तो आपका रिस्क जो है वो डाइवर्सिफाई हो जाएगा. That will be the meaning of this. First paragraph is something which is important. Combination of units or assets or investment within your entire investment, when it fails to meet financial objective, it is called portfolio risk. That means अगर सारे का सारा ही आपका रिस्की हो जाए, that is the meaning of this. Each investment within portfolio carries its own risk with high potential return, typically meaning high risk. अब इसमें होगा क्या कि अगर आपका रिटर्न अगर ज्यादा है, सपोज आपका आपने you have 1 crore rupee to invest, and if you invest 1 crore rupee, then you expect that your return should be more, but it does not come, then risk is also more. Now you do one thing, you invest your 1 crore rupee in 3 places, 30 lakh each. Now return on that will also be lesser. So what you are doing is that you are investing 1 crore, but your risk is lesser. So your rate of return and your risk, that is not directly proportional. That is the meaning of it. So I believe the answer for this question can be portfolio risk in this particular case. And the logic was negative correlation with earning of the risk, negative correlation with earning of the firm, that the firm may earn more because it's invested in different domains, but the risk is less. So earning can be more, risk will be less if you diversify. But suppose you do not diversify, invest in the single domain, then earning may be high, but risk may also be high into that. But I want earning to be high, but risk to be low. So go for portfolio investment. I think portfolio risk can be the answer for that. Next question is, an individual investor who invests in E project usually during the early stage is called what? Now, कॉर्पोरेट स्ट्रेटेजिक इन्वेस्टर वो होता है जो आप स्ट्रेटेजिक इन्वेस्टर वो होता है जो उसी डोमेन में इन्वेस्टमेंट करता है जिस डोमेन में वो खुद नॉलेज रखता है. सो सपोज सम ऑटोमोबाइल फेलो इज इन्वेस्टिंग, आई स्टार्टेड माय ऑटोमोबाइल कंपनी, मैंने अपनी, या लेट्स टेक एग्जांपल, आई स्टार्टेड माय कंस्ट्रक्शन कंपनी. तो फॉर मी इन्वेस्टर, स्ट्रेटेजिक इन्वेस्टर विल बी द पर्सन हु हिमसेल्फ हैज नॉलेज ऑफ कंस्ट्रक्शन इंडस्ट्री. तो उसी डोमेन की नॉलेज है और वो एक्सपेंशन के लिए मेरे पर पैसे लगाएगा. आई एम नॉट द न्यू वन. He knows me कि he is doing good, then he will invest on me. जैसे I am an educational enterprise, तो some educational fellow only will invest on me because he knows me कि I am doing good. उसको बोलते हैं strategic investor. Angel investor वो होता है जो छोटे बेबी को rear up करता है, लेकिन वो आपके लिए एक बेसिकली सॉफ्ट कॉर्नर भी रखता है. He is not totally interested in your your profit or your this particular business only, but he has a close relation with you. Let's say your relative or your friend who invest on you, that is called angel investor. Venture capitalist वो होते हैं जो शुरू में in the beginning invest on you, not because they are close to you, but they know that this domain can go up. So typically कौन सी domains, they are recent domains which are going up, they keep on seeing that and then they invest accordingly. Like e-business, e-commerce and all, IT sector, this is booming sectors, so they invest on that, on the new people. That is the meaning of it. Let's see now the meaning of this. Answer for this can be venture capitalist. So what is angel investor and what is a venture capital investor? You should know that. You know, these are the small startups. शुरू में small startups के ऊपर पैसा लगाते हैं. Angel small, लेकिन अगर तुम यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन में देखोगे, it is not small startup, it is the early stage, not small. Small के लिए ऊपर angel, small and early means angel investment. Early, not small, but growing domain, venture capitalist. So angel investors are those who invest on small startups or entrepreneurs, and they are your family friends only. Venture capitalists invest on small, early stage, emerging firms. These are the things. Even venture capitalists think of small, but not to the scale of angel investors. They are early stage and emerging firms. Emerging firms which can come up. Early stage companies in exchange of equity or ownership. Risky startups जो होते हैं उनके ऊपर ये invest करते हैं. They are based on innovative technologies like e-commerce, information technology, e-businesses. उसके ऊपर venture capitalists are going to invest. That is the meaning of this, right? So wherever they think that high growth potential is possible, they invest on that. In this case, that is not the case. It is not that he will see that okay, high investment is possible or not. Emerging domains के ऊपर they will invest. So in this question, the focus point was E project. What is the meaning of E project? That means which has more probability or high growing area. And early stage. So early stage and E project, इन दोनों से जो points लगता था, that was venture capitalist. Angel में ऐसा क्या है? Angel में ये वाला domain नहीं है. Angel में ये वाला domain नहीं है. And strategic में early नहीं होता. Strategic में expansion mode के लिए होता है. Founder capital is basically not the term which is very much relevant for this. So answer for this can be venture capital. Okay, this is the rate of interest. I think Anshul sir will do this question also, but that simply means he compared two things. One thing he said is that 12% compounded quarterly. You know, let's say P is the principal amount. Let's say this is the principal amount. So P amount is 12% compounded for quarterly. That means 400 into 4. You understand how compound interest is calculated? I have put my video on simple and compound interest. You know that. So this 12% is the rate of return, and compounded, that is quarterly. So I need to divide it by 4 raised to power 4. And let us say same is now given for particular rate of interest. That is, I want to find out effective rate of interest. So what will be the value of R? P will get cancelled out. You solve for R, and I believe you are going to get 12.6% as the answer for that. This is what is the question which was asked for, simple rate of interest. Similarly, this is also question on the rate of interest. I think Anshul sir will solve it. So you just keep on watching and he will solve this question for you. Now see next question. Which of the following department ensures the quality of the product? You understand? Quality of the product, as I've told you, this is the perception of the customer. That was the quality, that is the perception of the customer. तो कौन से department से पता लगता है quality of the product का? Product design and development, marketing and product planning, packaging and shipping, or sales. Let me tell you, this question could be solved very easily by elimination. Sales is not the answer. Sale is the end thing. I mean, sales तो मेरे को बाद में करनी है. Marketing भी इसका part है, क्योंकि marketing की inputs मेरे को प्रोडक्ट को डेवलप करने में लगती हैं। मार्केटिंग वाला जो आदमी आएगा वो मेरे को इनपुट देगा रेगुलरली, तो मार्केटिंग की इनपुट मेरे को रेगुलरली मिलेगी, लेकिन सेल्स नहीं, सेल तो मेरा लास्ट में, तो सेल्स इज नॉट द आंसर फॉर दैट। पैकेजिंग ऑब्वियसली, अगर कोई प्रोडक्ट आपने बहुत अच्छे तरीके से पैकेजिंग नहीं किया है तो कस्टमर मे नॉट लाइक इट, एंड कस्टमर डज नॉट लाइक इट, इट मे नॉट बी हैविंग क्वालिटी। सो इफ यू आस्क मी, प्रोडक्ट डिजाइन एंड डेवलपमेंट, दैट इज प्रोडक्ट का बनाना है, उसमें तो क्वालिटी है ही। मार्केटिंग एंड प्रोडक्ट प्लानिंग, दैट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ क्वालिटी। पैकेजिंग एंड शिपिंग is a part of the product quality, but sales is not the product quality. So I will go with answer A for that. Okay, now I think this is all we have in project management. As I told you, I have just given you initial analysis of mine. There may be I may not be correct in this all. You need to wait for that UPSC, you need to compare, but whatever I understood, I have shared with you my own view. You can see this, and maybe you can compare your answer with this. Fine. So we will then come, I have already uploaded values and things, project management. Now I will upload the quality control, safety and economy part. Thank you.